valley and mountain, river and plain, through wind and storm,
rides Anne of the Airlines. After finishing her nurse's training, Ann Burton, who wishes to become an air hostess, returns from a vacation in Canada aboard a plane piloted by Jack Baker. After landing in the dark at the Springfield airport, Jack is struck by an automobile on the unlighted field and rendered unconscious. Taken to the Tyler Sanitarium, he is treated by Dr. Tyler, the owner, and by Ann, who has been offered the position of floor supervisor in Tyler's hospital. However, before Jack can leave, he is chloroformed by two ruffians employed by a mysterious doc, in order that he be forced to pilot a stolen Aircat plane. The two hoodlums have been instructed to have the stolen ship ready at their secret landing field in an hour, and to bring the unconscious Jack to the field by that time. Ann enters the hospital room just as the gangsters Vic and Joe are leaving through the window. Dr. Tyler warns Ann to keep still about the whole affair and tells her that Jack will be awake and capable of flying within an hour. A few moments later, we find Ann at the bedside of Jack with some mysterious-looking apparatus nearby on a chair.
It ought to be working by this time. If I could only turn on a light. I wonder if I'll be able to. Jack, can you hear me?
Yes. What's this?
Here, I'll take off that mask. Now, how do you feel?
All right, but where's Doc Tyler and those two gangsters? What's this thing here? Looks like a welding outfit.
We haven't any time to spare, Jack. You've got to get out of here.
I'll say I have. Those mugs have stolen Tony Johnson's Aircat plane.
But you'll have to listen just a minute, Jack. They said that you were going to fly it somewhere. You can't do that.
I'll say I'm not. But I still want to know what this thing is here.
Well, to make a long story short, when I found that they had chloroformed you, and Tyler said that you'd be capable of flying in an hour, I knew they were planning something. So I brought in this oxygen pump from the operating room and washed out your lungs with it. That brought you right out of it.
Smart girl. You ought to get a medal.
Oh, never mind about the medal. I've got to get you away from here as fast as I can. No telling when Dr. Tyler will be back.
Yes, and I've got to find out about Tony's ship.
We'll talk about that later. Here are your clothes. Get into them just as fast as you can and leave here through the window. Can't take a chance having you meet Tyler in the hall. I'll go get my car from the garage and meet you around on the side street in about 2 minutes. But hurry.
Okay, Ann, in 2 minutes or less. Say, that washing out the lungs with oxygen is a new one on me.
Oh, I simply had to think of something. I knew that Dr. Tyler would be back, and then no telling what they could have done with you.
What worries me now is about this Aircat plane of Tony's. We can't let them get away with that. If we only knew where the landing field is.
If we knew who those hoodlums were, we might get some idea from that.
Yeah, but I haven't the slightest idea in the world. Unless
what?
Unless they're pretty well known to the police. Then we might be able to pick them out of the rogues gallery at the police station.
That gives me an idea, Jack. Drive there as quickly as you can.
Lucky you thought of it when you did. We're right around the corner. If they'll only let us in at this time of night.
Oh, they'll have to, Jack. They'll just have to.
Well, here we are. Let's hope our luck holds out. Pardon me, Sergeant. We'd like to have permission to go through the pictures of criminals here.
Sure, and wouldn't you know? Sorry, but we can't have everybody prowling through our gallery just to see the pretty pictures. Goodbye.
Oh, look here, Sergeant. I'm Jack Baker, pilot of Interstate Airlines. Tony Johnson's Aircat plane was stolen tonight, and we think we know who took it. At least we'd like a chance to see if we can verify our suspicions.
Oh, the stolen airship. Sure, and I've got a report on that, and every squad car's been told to keep an eye out for it. Oh, heaven help the rest of traffic if the boys keep gawking at the sky all night. Sure, and you can come back to the Identification Bureau right this way.
Well, thanks so much, Sergeant. You don't know how much we appreciate this.
Don't mention it at all. You don't happen to be able to give me a description of these fellas, do you?
Well, one of them was sort of tall, about 6 feet.
Folks, to tell you the truth, it's a big job you've picked out for yourselves. We've got about 25,000 pictures here, more or less. But if you've got the time, you're welcome to them.
And we've got less than an hour. To cinch they'll find someone to get that ship away when they find I'm gone.
I told you I had an idea. Sergeant, if we had the fingerprints of one of them, would that make it any easier?
Easier? If you had that, you could find your man in 5 minutes or less, if he has any record at all.
Then here, this bottle. It should have at least 2 sets of prints on it. One of them should be the man.
Chloroform, huh? Yeah, I'll keep that cork in plenty tight. You just wait here a minute or so and we'll see. Oh, Branson, take this bottle and see what your funny little powders show up on it. The lady thinks one of the prints should be on record, so run them both through your sorting gadget right quick. Now, if you'll excuse me, Branson will look it up, if there is anything.
Oh, thanks a lot, Sergeant. We'll wait.
But, Anne, where did you get that bottle?
Well, I thought about the fingerprints before I left the hospital, so I went back and picked it up. I remembered that one of the crooks was just setting it down when I opened the door, and that his prints should be on it. The others should be Dr. Tyler's.
You ought to go into the detective business.
Maybe I'll have to. I don't dare go back to the sanitarium. Oh, here comes the sergeant.
Well, you were right, lady. One of the prints had no record at all that we can find, but the other is an old friend of ours, Joe Tolliver. Come over here and I think we can show you the picture.
Gee, Anne, is this a break?
Now, let's see. Yeah, sure, and here it is. Joe's big as life. Haven't seen Joey for some time now. He used to be one of our regular customers. Never could really pin anything on him, but he seemed to be always connected with the first bootleggers and later on diamond runners. Joey was always supposed to be the trigger man, only I disremembered that he ever shot anyone.
That's him, all right. The kind of dumb acting one, remember, Jack? I wonder who the other one is.
It might be his brother. He's been in town for a long time. He's the smart one, though. Always seems to be the brains of the whole thing. Only we've never been able to hook him up with anything. He's taking care of the Green estate while old man Green is making that tour of South America. That's his picture.
Nope, that's not the one that was with Joe in Detroit.
No. His name was, I think that Joe called him.
I think I've got it. Let's go, Anne. Thanks a lot, Sergeant.
Sure, and don't mention it at all. Hey, here's your bottle in case you want to keep those prints. Anytime I can help you out, just let me know. And if you find that airship, I'll split the reward money.
Okay. Oh, say, Sergeant, do you mind if I use your phone?
Here it is. Help yourself.
Who are you calling, Jack?
Oh, just a minute. Airport. Let me talk to Pilot Pete Peterson. Hello, Pete. This is Jack. Never mind. Now listen. Meet us at the river bridge on Highway 109. This end. The east end. That's right. Huh? It's a small black coupe. I'll tell you when we see you, but step on it. So long. In, Pete?
Let's go.
Miss Burton, this is my co-pilot, Archibald Peterson. Just call him Pete. Pete, this is Anne.
Yeah, I met her when you cracked your noggin on the ambulance. Now, just what's this all about?
You know the Green estate?
Green estate? Oh, yeah. Great big place just over the river. Got a private landing field and everything.
Landing field? Oh, then that's what you meant
You're
when
both right. Now, Pete, somebody grabbed off Tony Johnson's Aircat this evening.
Don't I know it? The airport's been wild ever since somebody grabbed it right off the ramp and took off before you could say scat. Tony'll be wild when he gets back and find that ship's
Now, listen. For some reason or other, it looks like Doc Tyler has snatched that ship to fly to Florida. I was supposed to do the flying, but thanks to Anne here, I'm out of it. Now, if things are like I think they are, we'll find that ship at the Green estate all warmed up and ready to go.
That ought to be easy. We'll just drive up, you jump in, and ferry it back to the airport.
I wish it were that easy. No, I think that somewhere around the place we'll find the two hoodlums I had the trouble with. And if Doc Tyler has found out about me leaving the hospital, he'll be there on the jump. So we may have to fight our way out. Are you with me?
Yeah, sure, Jack. But let me get this straight. What has Doc Tyler got to do with it?
Well, that's what we don't know, Pete, except that he seems to be the head of the whole thing. He had Jack chloroform so he could force him to fly the Aircat to Florida.
He did. Why
This ought to be close enough. We can't risk them hearing us. I'll run the car into this clump of bushes.
Hadn't we better leave Miss Burton in the car? We might run into...
Better not. They might find the car while we're gone. She's safer with us. Now take it easy and don't step on any twigs. That'll sound like a shot on a night like this.
What's that noise I hear? Listen.
That sounds like an Aircat motor. You can tell 'em a mile away. Man, there's a flock of power there.
Yeah, it sounds like it's over there.
Isn't that it there? You can just see the outline of the wings.
Yeah. Now listen, Pete. We better make sure the coast is clear. The chances are that they're all over there in the caretaker's house. See? Over there. There, you see that light?
Oh, yeah.
But you'd better get around to the other side just to make sure.
Okay, Jack. The best way is for me to go clear around the house and come out behind that hedge. That way I can get right up to the ship without getting out of the shadow.
But suppose that somebody comes.
In that case, make a break for the ship. The first one there takes off and flies to the airport and brings back help for the other. But make sure that one of us gets away, see?
Okay, Jack. If everything goes all right, I'll meet you on the other side of the plane. Good luck.
Good luck, Pete. Well, then, we'll wait here for a minute or so to give Pete a chance to get around the house. Then we'll work our way over to the ship.
Jack, look over there. Isn't that a car on the highway?
Sure, but there's a lot of cars in it.
I know, but this one seems to be turning into the drive. It is.
Maybe he'll stop before he
Jack,
gets...
that's Dr. Tyler's car. I'd know it anywhere. We've got
Make
to
a
get
run
away.
for that ship. Here, give me your hand. Come on.
But somebody'll hear us then.
Too late for that now. Now run. Just a little farther.
Jack, I can't run any farther.
Here you are. Now up you go. That's it. Now, I made it.
The car. It's coming around the drive. They've seen us. They're getting out.
They'll have to have wings if they catch us now, Ann.
But Pete, what about Pete?
Pete'll take care of himself. He hasn't shown up, has he?
No, I don't see him anywhere. But maybe...
Now, don't worry about it. Hang on, we're taking off.
What are those flashes on the ground?
Oh, they're shooting at us. Don't worry, we're out of range. Well, we got the Aircat. Now all we have to do is to get it back to the
Do you
airport.
suppose that Pete will be able to get away?
Sure, he'll sneak back to the car and probably meet us at the airport. Pete knows his way around.
Jack, did you hear that?
I know, what?
There's someone in the back of the cabin. Turn on the lights.
And just what or who will the lights reveal? Will it be the gangsters Vic and Joe? Or will it be faithful Pete who might have made his way to the plane? Will the powerful Aircat ship be returned safely to the airport from whence it was stolen? Tune in the next gripping episode of Anne of the Airlines.